Having a difficult time diffusing an angry person. It's not an unusual thing. Most of us have interactions with people periodically at times, some of us chronically with people who have themselves slipping into angry places with us. And it can be a really challenging thing to actually face the anger and to even know what to do, especially if we tend to get kind of really worked up and triggered by somebody else's anger or frustration. Now, one of the most important issues to recognize with anger is that this has more to do with the person who's angry than it does with you. I mean, they're bringing the anger to you, and I have a really good exercise to work with that I want to share with you today, and it's called the DATS approach. So DATS stands for differentiate, acknowledge, transfer, and solution focus. So when I created DATS, I did it with the recognition that in my case, I work with a lot of clinicians, a lot of mental health professionals, and a lot of other professionals who work at times with people who are struggling with a lot of emotions. And so having approaches that really work well with people who might be very upset or angry can be very, very helpful. So this is the way the DATS approach works. And it's really for managing strong emotions when you're dealing with somebody who's struggling with strong emotions. So this is going to help with the maze of anger. And, it just creates a kind of intentional approach that starts to include these 4 response principles. So somebody comes to you and they're very upset about something, and the first thing to do is differentiate. So you're a separate person, and whatever the individual is saying to you, no matter how important it is, it has more to do with them than it has to do with you. So sidestep the anger by not engaging at that level, and just make the choice to come from an understanding and supportive, non-reactive place. It'll help with communication. It'll help keep you engaged with them and make sense of what's really going on. So the next step, acknowledge. Become a master at recognizing what the real heart of the matter is and acknowledge the feelings that go along with it. Most people coming from a place of anger are feeling vulnerable and upset. Work with this knowledge and, so you can see the vulnerability and not just the anger. So it can come from a place where, you can recognize the humanity in the struggle. Here's where empathy and good listening skills are really key. The goal here is to acknowledge using empathic statements like, how does that feel to you? Or it sounds like you're really struggling with that. However, we're not simply just agreeing with the individual or, condoning bad behavior or verbal aggression. In addition, we also have to use acknowledgement as a transition step to a kind of a solution-focused problem-solving activity. And we don't want to get stuck here because it's going to derail the actual, how to get to a solution. So we want to move towards full and healthy communication from start to finish. So you deliver the acknowledgement and test whether the individual feels like, yeah, that captures what they're struggling with. So, like you seem really upset about that, or, this is something that's making you really angry. And so if they say yes, you've captured it correctly, and that's great. Now we move on to transfer. So with transfer, the previous 2 steps are designed to perform initial prevention of further escalation. Like you don't want it to become a screaming match. And while the transfer component is used to shift the focus back onto the topic that the individual is concerned about. So, if they come to you and they say, you were supposed to make a phone call for me and you never followed through and I'm really angry with you because of that. Okay, so you've acknowledged it, you've recognized the struggle for the individual. Now you're going to transition back to the issue at hand. And, the issue at hand is, so I let you down and I didn't make that call that I had promised to make. Yes. Okay, so we're getting back to the problem at hand, and now we focus on the solution. So this is the solution-focused part of the DATS approach. the solution-focused approach. So you can target on the issues more effectively and identify very specific means to solve the problem. So you help the individual navigate, like to what is it that they want to be accomplished. And the person needs to become engaged. You have to kind of recognize, what is it that needs to happen? How can you work with this individual, get some buy-in so that both of you can move towards whatever the resolution is. Maybe you needed to get some information so that you could make that call and you didn't have the time to speak to this person about what it is you needed, the number, the information, whatever it is. So you can focus much more specifically on the tasks that need to occur in order for the task to be completed. So, the DATS approach. All of the details of the DATS approach will be available to you. You can find the link below the video, and I hope this has been helpful for you. This is Dr. Anna Baranowsky. Have a gentle day. For more Ask Dr. Anna videos and information about post-traumatic growth and recovery, subscribe and like our YouTube videos at What is PTSD, or join us at previous video episodes in our playlist Ask Dr. Anna from the Traumatology Institute team.